Thanks for coming on, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
And you're an actor, comedian.
Not really. I wouldn't say I'm an actor. I'm a comedian. I've done some acting, but
Okay.
first and foremost, I'm a comedian and an author.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I recently acted in a film, but only because I co-wrote it. So
Okay.
they just
Nice.
threw me in one of the parts because we lost an actor. So they said, "Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Sure."
Nice. That's how shit happens.
Yeah, exactly. We lost an actor, and I filled in the part. When we wrote the script, I was supposed to play a different part that ended up getting cut, and then we lost an actor for this other part, so I filled in.
Nice. Well, you never know.
Yeah, the part I was
Um,
supposed to play, the people with the money, I guess, thought it was, too controversial of a character, which is
um,
funny when you see the finished project, you go, these a lot of these characters are pretty controversial and out there and wild, so how
uh,
far did that character that get cut go?
right. How intense was that person or that
Yeah.
character? Where'd you get started at?
I got started in a little Irish pub in Colton by complete accident. I was working in IT. I was a computer guy, and somebody invited me out to a little pub after work. I went out there, and somebody said, "Are you here for the contest?" I said, "What contest?" He said, "We're having a stand-up comedy contest tonight. Winner gets $50." And I said, "I love $50. Yes, I'm here for that." And,
Nice.
I told the people I was with, I used to wanna do that when I was a kid, but I never knew how to start, and now I could say I did that once. That was my thought. I could say I did that once. So I started talking to the other people in the contest. Turns out they were real comedians. One guy had been doing it
Mhm.
for 6 years, and I thought, "Oh, I'm gonna suck because 'cause I'm just a dude in a bar," and I won. And
Nice.
they invited me back the next week as part of their regular book show, and it just kinda snowballed from there.
Very cool. Um, do you have any goals in comedy or entertainment?
Not really. I'm a pretty simple guy. My goal was just stand on stage and tell jokes. That's my goal. Stand on
Nice.
stage, tell jokes. And I've gotten to do that in a lot of places. I just got back from a show in Minnesota, not
Nice.
Minnesota, Milwaukee. So I just got back from
Mm,
Milwaukee. I just went up to Sacramento. So I've gotten to travel a lot. I met my wife in Dallas while doing comedy there.
very cool.
So, yeah, I mean, standing on stage and telling jokes, it's all I ever wanted. I didn't wanna be in movies, I didn't wanna act. I never thought I'd write a movie, I never thought any of this would happen. I just thought standing on stage and telling jokes would be pretty cool, and that's that's as far as it went. Because everything
Um,
is just kind of bonus. Everything else beyond
right,
that is just a bunch of bonus. "Oh, you're gonna give me money too? Oh, that's awesome."
right, and then pace. You were doing started out, by chance, and you got better at it. Where do you go around? What are your spots you go to? The area you're at?
Well, I'm not sure I have specific spots. I don't really stay
Okay.
in the area I'm at. I do the Comedy Chateau pretty regularly. Used to do the Ice House a lot before they
Oh, okay.
remodeled. I'm gonna be there, actually this Friday for the first time since they remodeled, so it's been a few years since I've been there. Um, I like all the clubs, really. I do a lot of shows that other comics wouldn't do, I would say. I do a lot of, nudist resorts and, nudist
Nice.
shows and that's actually what I did in Milwaukee. They flew me out there, got me
Wow.
a hotel, and it was, all nude audience, all nude comics, and so I do a lot
Nice.
of those shows in LA as well.
Nice. That's cool. That's a first. What So let's see, where do I go with that? That's pretty cool. Um, I'm laughing because I interviewed somebody and they've been a nudist forever and became a madam to a brothel. So it's funny you said that. What what do you want to do? Like, do you where would you want to perform? What would be a big place for you? Like if you like blew up and you thought, oh, I always want to play this place. What's a big spot for you? Do you think?
I don't really have one, honestly. I would say when I started, the goal was really the Hollywood Improv because that's what I
Oh,
used to
nice.
see on TV. I used to watch
Right.
an evening at the Improv on TV, and I would see
Yeah.
comics there. And I did that multiple times. I've been there a lot, and so I remember the first time being there was a big deal to me. Just looking at the stage, going, "Wow, that's I saw a lot of my childhood heroes on that stage." Same thing with the Ice House. When I got booked at the Ice House, I was just thrilled. Like, wow, I can't believe I'm going to be performing. So, any comedy club was a big deal when I was starting. But I said, I'm a simple guy. I just want to stand on stage and tell jokes. So I'll do anything. I like the clubs. I do some small theaters. I said I do the nudist resorts. I've done retirement homes. I've done some mental hospitals. I did a prison, which was terrifying.
Wow.
I'll go anywhere. I don't have any real goals. Just give me a stage and a microphone, and I'll tell some
Right.
jokes.
Very cool. Who are your like some of your favorite comedians?
I grew up loving Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Red
Okay.
Fox, um, those types of guys.
Nice.
Stephen Wright, I loved, Sam
Yeah.
Kinison.
Right. Nice. I like all those guys. I used to work at a place called the Vic in Chicago, and one of the shows they had was Stephen Wright, and it was the first time I saw a stand-up show ever that size of him, and it gave me a new appreciation for just the art form of stand-up comedy because um, the guy who opened up for him, he did his best, but it just wasn't hitting it, and but you feel for him, and so Stephen Wright just came out and he did this thing, and it was really good, and it's just appreciation for that.
Yeah, I'd only been to one live stand-up comedy show before I started comedy, and that was, I saw Richard Jeni.
Oh wow,
And he
yeah,
was absolutely hysterical. Like, my face hurt when I left from laughing so hard. And I'll have people tell me that after a show, say, "Oh, my face hurts from laughing." And it makes me feel so good because I know that feeling. I had that feeling of I just laughed hysterically for an hour nonstop, and my face hurts from
that's
just
very cool.
nonstop smiling and laughing.
That's great.
He was amazing.
Well, cool, Kevin. Thanks for that. Thanks for your time, and sorry for the technical difficulties
No
today.
problem at all. Thank you.
I'll keep in touch with you. Like I said, I'd like to bring you back on. I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, my movie Naked Alien Massacre
Oh, nice.
will actually be out in October. They're editing it right now. From what I've heard from the editors, it's looking good. A lot of gore, a lot of funny jokes.
Nice.
It's called Naked Alien Massacre, so you could tell it's a comedy slash horror.
Right. Hell yeah. Well, very cool. I appreciate you. Thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna check that out.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
All right, Kevin. Take care.
You too. Bye.